everyone, welcome back. So it's Halloween season and everyone likes to read or watch something really spooky, right? So our next guest, she's an award-winning author who decided to write young adult fantasy novels inspired by her Dominican heritage. Her books are fun and focused on outcast witches and happy ghosts. My fave. Her debut book, Ghost Squad, recently won Best in Middle Grade at the 2021 Ignite Awards, and today she joins us to tell us all about it, along with her upcoming book, Witchlings. Please welcome author Claribel A. Ortega. Hi.
Hi, how are you? How's it going?
We're good. We're feeling very festive this Halloween season.
As it should be, as it should be.
Yeah, I really love that that in reading a little bit of your background, how you just made this choice, and perhaps it's been your purpose to just write for this generational this generation in an age bracket in which they are, I want to see, discovering their own identity, right? So even though this is like fiction and it's fantasy, there's reality and there's the cultural aspect to the storytelling. So let's just talk about what led you here.
Sure. So in general, why I write for kids is because the stories just come to me that way. Like, I sort of lead with the stories first. And if it's a story about a 12-year-old, then that's just what it is for me. I think the reason why I'm so drawn to writing for children is because a lot of the things that were formative for me were things that I consumed when I was this age, when I was like, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, things that have stuck with me and never really let me go. So when it came time for me to create things, I was pulling from a well of many years, but those are the things that really stuck with me the most. And in terms of how I started writing, that's like a very long story, but to keep it pretty short, I came from a journalism background. I was a reporter straight out of college, and I never really planned to become an author, but I suffered a loss in my life. I lost my brother, and I dealt with a lot of depression and anxiety, and writing became an outlet for me to deal with like those really hard feelings. And that's what led to Ghost Squad, because Ghost Squad is a book all about ghosts of our ancestors and grief and loss, and everything just started rolling from there.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question with regards to the fact that you also identify as a Dominican writer, right? So although you're writing in English, the cultural component in your storytelling, which deals with ancestry, but also were you raised in an environment where these practices were initiated?
Yeah, absolutely. I identify as Dominican American, but my parents got to the Bronx a year before I was born. So all that I know is Dominican culture. It wasn't on the island, but it was from immigrant parents. So everything that is in Ghost Squad and some of the things that are in Witchlings are all from my childhood, from my upbringing, the food, the big family, getting yelled at if your room is just a little bit messy, the very loud family, the boisterous gatherings. All of that was taken directly from my childhood. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're loud. The talking through walls is what I call it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about Ghost Squad, because Ghost Squad is available right now, and I know Witchling is going to be released in February of 2022. But again, going back to we already know the theme, right? But the beauty of what you've been doing is like now you're part of Scholastic, and I understand it's also being considered it's in the works of becoming a feature film.
Yes, that's correct.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's exciting. That started happening before the book even came out, so it's really great. Brenda Chapman, who wrote and directed Brave, worked on Prince of Egypt, Beauty and the Beast. Wally is directing and writing the screenplay, so I'm really excited about it.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to have you back on when that starts.
Of course, I'll be here.
But in the meantime, I love that it's part of Scholastic and that the schools are involved and that it's part of almost like a reading literacy program. And of course, we already mentioned that you've won awards, but I'm really in awe over the fact that you have been able to pivot in this area and also still serve in some aspect as a reporter, if you really think about it.
Yeah, you think so? I've never really thought about it in that way, but that's really interesting. I know that a lot of the things that I learned as a reporter have super helped me when it comes to writing. Like one of the things that I learned was the more research you do, the easier it'll be for you to write your article, and that has helped me in books. The more that I research and I look into things, that's a huge part of my writing process. But that's interesting to see it as sort of like an extension of that. I've never thought of that before.
Well, because you're sharing and you're exposing certain aspects, even though it's done in fiction form and
Yeah.
fantasy. So we must mention how your book is also the pick for Barnes and Noble and this wonderful deal that's being offered. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so Ghost Squad is the young reader pick for October, which means that every single Barnes and Noble in the country has a special table display and poster of Ghost Squad, and the paperback version, which is this one. And it's also buy one, get one 50% off, which is really nice. And as an added bonus, the first chapter of Witchlings is actually at the end of the paperback. So if you're excited about reading Witchlings, you can grab the Ghost Squad paperback and you can get started before anyone else sort of knows about it and read the first chapter.
Are they completely different stories?
Yes, completely different. They're not in the same world. They're not connected. Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's not a series, but it's also they're written by the same author.
Right. And Witchlings is the start of a series. So the book that's coming out in February is one of many.
All right. And so before we go, just really, I'm very fascinated with the fact that your topics are ghosts, in which, you know, you can share, you can answer or not. Like, have you been visited?
I mean, I'll be honest, I've had moments in my life where strange things have happened, where I've seen strange things, and I don't know if it's like a trick of the light or me being too tired, but I would never discount it not being possible because we don't know enough about this world to say definitely no. So I'm open to the possibility of anything.
That's a really
Not
good
that
answer.
I want to be haunted. Not that I want to be haunted, but never say never.
Well, you did say that you do serve almost as a vessel, right? That the stories just come to you and then you just allow it to process through whatever form. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Never thought that maybe the stories are coming from ghosts. No.
I was suggesting that, but you know, who knows, right? Well, it's just a little something to think about, right? You're like, well,
I will think about it.
Again, I think it's lovely that that again you're honoring your cultura and that you're also providing this fantasy world of just magic realism, which is my favorite and my daughter's favorite. So quite frankly speaking, I'm really looking forward to reading it with my daughter. So thank you for bringing here to our viewers. Are there any last words you want to share?
Thank you so much for having me. I hope everyone has a safe and happy Halloween season.
Yay! All right, everybody, Claribel A. Ortega. Once again, Ghost Squad, her book that we're talking about, is available on Amazon. And once again, it's Barnes & Noble's Young Readers Pick for the month of October, which means it's on sale. So get your holiday shopping in, right? And yeah, check it out. So for more information, you can visit ClaribelOrtega.com. And we do have to take a quick break, but when we return, we're going to be talking Latin horror and there will be sangre.